Well, thank you very much. It's good to see you again. Family feud. We all have them, don't we? Well, I do. I believe strongly that fighting around a child really affects them in the long run, many years down the road. I've learned to write poetry to express myself. Here's one of my poems that I wrote that needs to be heard. It's called One Child's Prayer. I came from a home of abuse. There were times when I was afraid to speak the truth. I wonder what was wrong. I did not feel like I belonged. I wish my parents wouldn't fight. It would get me all uptight. I questioned my self-worth. This message is those parents who experience a new birth. Scars are hard to erase. Use your energy with a loving embrace. Watch what you say. Children see and hear. You don't want them to grow in fear, because in time, the nation will catch their tears. Listen as this poem is told. Start early to set the mold. In a matter of time, your child's beauty will unfold. That's one of my poems. So I have this stepfather that's kind of hard to get along with, and I just want to share with you an incident. Something happened with him a couple years ago that landed me in an institution for a little bit, for 8 days anyway. So my mom was on the phone with her sister, and she was so loud. I mean, I could hear everything she's saying, and I said to my mom when she got off the phone, geez, she talks loud. Well, my stepfather comes out of the room like a maniac. I don't talk loud. What do you mean I talk loud? I said, she talks loud, not he talks loud. Well, he didn't want to hear it. He started acting crazy in front of me. He's doing this, and his eyes are bulging out of his eyes, and I'm like, this guy needs some medication. I mean, this guy needs to be evaluated. I've already been evaluated. Why doesn't he get evaluated? So I said, look, if you don't stop yelling and screaming and getting in my face, I'm going to call the police on you. He said, well, I don't care. Go ahead. What are they going to do? I said, you'll find out. But eventually he didn't stop, and I did call the police. He went to bed, and it just pretended he was asleep, I guess. So the policemen come knocking on the door, and they said, what is the problem? I said, well, he went freaked out on me, and he's yelling and screaming, making all these faces at me. And he said, lady, this is a Friday night. We are very busy. We don't have time for this stuff. What do you want us to do? I said, aren't you even going to talk to him? No, we don't have anything to talk to him. Then they looked at me like I was nuts. So they left, and I think, great. The next day, I go to the movies to cool off. I go and see this great movie, and you know how your phone, there's a way to listen to the voice and there's a way to read the words? Well, at the end of the movie, the credits were going down at the end of the movie, and I'm looking at the words, and it says, Lorraine, I know you're at the movie theater, but we're having sex, and we want to know when you're coming home. So let us know when you're coming home. I'm like, that doesn't sound like my mother. But I went to her and I said, Mom, I called her up. I said, Mom, is it okay to come home? She said, yeah, you can come home. What's the problem? I said, well, this thing says on my phone that you're having sex, and I should call first. So she said, I don't know where you got that. So I went home, and I'd like to share with you one more poem that I wrote. It's called Free Bird. It's when I moved into a friend's apartment, and I had a red pen in my hand. It's called Free Bird. Most of my poems have been written in red, hoping you will get the message I've said. This one's about me, overcoming many hurdles so I can one day be free. I want to stand on a mountain and yell, this is my poem I want to tell. You don't know me or where I have been. Now and all I do, I don't want to lose. I want to win, win, win. Being around people who wanted to put me down made me a person of little sound. Then I started putting my poetry into words so I could be free as a bird. Ladies and gentlemen, love your children. Tell them they're special. And keep your fighting down to a low roar. Thank you.
Lorraine, everybody. Thank you, Lorraine.